If you're interested in Procreate brushes or Procreate palettes, we've got two amazing bundles for you. The first includes over 2,000 brushes, while the second boasts over 280 palettes. Use the discount code PRO50 to enjoy a 50% discount on your purchase. Find the links to both bundles in the description below. Let's dive back into Procreate.
Hello guys, welcome back, and in this part of the video we're just gonna talk the left side of the Procreate app. Let's use the monoline brush here. So I'm gonna create some circle right here. So if you hold just like this, it will just do a perfect ellipse, and if you tap one of your finger here, you're just gonna get into like full circle, and that's a good shape. You can just drop a color right here. And sometimes you encounter kind of this one right here, that you have those lines there that you don't want. And to fix that, let me get another circle right here. Yeah, just like this one right here. To fix that, you can just drop a color right here, and don't let go. Just you can see that the color drop threshold right there. So this is the original one, you can still see, and once you increase the threshold, it gives you good result. There's no more like the weird lines in there. So that's just how to fix that. Okay, so let's take this circle again. Let's make it like perfect circle. So let's use some of this one right here. So since we're on the first layer, we can use the transform here. So this tools right here, especially these three right here, it just affect per layer. Use this one right here. This is actually called transform tool or moving tool, and so you can move around with this. You can do freeform, it's just, yeah, you control how it is. But if you want to uniform it, this is usually the one that I use, just to make sure that the proportion is good, it's not weird and all that, especially for circle and square objects. So if you want to distort it, you can just play around with it. This is actually good for if you're like drawing, doing some kind of different like 3D dimensional and stuff, so you can do the distort. But you can also use warp to change it to different interesting shape. So yeah, you can even change the color of this one right here. You get interesting kind of abstract flow, I guess. Flow shape. So now you have abstract stuff. And you can also flip it horizontally, and also use kind of the advanced mesh right here to just do some stuff. I get some good example. We'll get back to that, but kind of this one right here. And since I'm working with this one, I'm gonna get to the layer, the layer first, which I wanna target. So I could use the warp. I could, maybe extend it to like flowing leaves. So I can just, and also the advanced mesh could make it a little bit more control. So just know that it exists just right there. And let's go back to our main specimen right here. So I'm gonna go get rid of that, and I'm gonna just move this one right here. So you can use your fingers or your pencil. And okay, one side note here, also by default, you can also draw with your fingers right here, and sometimes it's kind of annoying, especially where you want to be precise with your drawing, and then you kind of just like do this one right here, because everything like skin, it register into your canvas. So if you want to be like precise and doesn't have this annoying extra pains in here, usually it's off. But if that happens to you, you can just go to the wrench here, you go to preference, you go to gesture control, make sure that you disable touch action, and that should make your life a little bit better. Because you don't want your hands to also paint, and also so everyone can just paint around, so it's not really that good. Okay, to best demonstrate the selection, because usually it's good for use selection for images. If I'm doing like collage, I could just use the selection here. This is gonna be a combination with layers and all the transform tool. So I'm just gonna pack it in. So I'm gonna do selection here. I could definitely use automatic for this one, but if the colors are not even or not the same, I could just use, I usually use freehand, so I can just freehand this one right here. Just like this. And I could move it with this one right here, just like this. Or I can do uniform, I can move them around. I could even, oops. I could get even to go to my layer here, and I'm gonna select this thumbnail here. I'm gonna go mask, and everything will go. So that's just a quick way to get rid of the background by using the selection. But since I use mask, I can always disable the mask, and it should always, I still have the copy. So mask is one of the powerful tool here in Procreate, because it's just kind of like non-destructive way on working on some of like images or object that you're working on. Let's say I want to get this part as well, but kind of like smoother, that blends with the art, with the image. So I can just do this one right here, and I could go feather it out so it has a smoother blending with it has a smoother edges. So I can just go copy paste, and I'm gonna go to transform tool, and it should give me a nicer result because it's kind of like feather out. So do rectangle, maybe you want to get this part right here, and copy and paste, and you can want to move around here. And also mixing it with the selection and the adjustment. Selection first, and then let's go automatic. So it just hit kind of just the yellow, and then you could just go adjustment, and then you could change the saturation of the yellow that was selected. So this is one way if you want to work pretty fast, want to change color, especially if you're just hitting yellow. That's pretty good. Something like this, and color balance it. So let's say you want to change the color of yellow, and you can go specific with this. You can go for the shadow. So shadow is like the darkest part of the image, so you can just do that. Something like here, you get like a good result as well with this one. You can play around. Take a look at this image right here. So let's go check out the adjustment right here. So for the adjustment, you can use the liquify tool if you want to, especially I use this for photos. If you want to do something else, so you this is kind of like experiment. So if you want to use this, it's you want to try it for fun first. So I'm gonna use the push. So I want to push the lips right here. You could go crazy, make the lips a little, bigger, probably like that. So this is kind of a way to do some, retouch of your photo. Make sure you do it correctly, but that's just a good way. You can also expand some the eyes right here if you want to do some good stuff, something like this. So this is kind of a fun way to, I don't know, to experiment around, but that's the power of liquify. And sorry, Olivia. Another good thing about this adjustment here is, let's say example, I'm working with this image right here. So I could just select this part right here. Adjustment here, I could change the brightness or the saturation of the color of the image. So this is a fun way to, change the color of some image. So it just gives you a good result. This part right here, before we get to the range here. So this one right here is your kind of like your control of your brushes. So you could just go probably like that, but you could decrease or increase the brushes right here. This is just the opacity of your brushes. So the lower the opacity is, and this is one is like the undo, redo. So I don't really use this one right here because I use my fingers to, you know, undo and then redo. So 2 fingers for undo and then for 3 fingers for redo. So that's one of the trick as well. So you can also use your fingers here to select a color. So let's say example, let's see, let's get some image right here. So let's say example, you want this color right here, just, you know, do this one. Tap and then press, and you see this like color wheel here that gives you all the colors. So that's good, and it will register in here as well in your history. And then this one here, use it and it will register directly here as well. You can clear it out and then you can start over and it will just give you the history of your color. And that's pretty much it. I will continue in the next video where we explore the actions. I'll see you there.